This is more of a test than anything. I literally don't think anyone will come on here. I am working on a few different things today. Happy Sunday, by the way. I figured I would come live while I mess around on my computer. I'm trying to upgrade my streaming software that I use, and I've been watching a few tutorials trying to figure out how to get like pop-ups to come on the screen and that sort of thing. So I figured I would just come live and hang out with my internet friends while I waste time on the internet. Hello, Eloise. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. Let me know how your day is going. I am slowly feeling better. If you missed my stream on Monday, I was not feeling well and I've not been feeling well all week, but I'm starting to feel better, which is good because I have to travel to Ontario later this week. And I'm like, I do not want to be sick. Hello, Lori. Welcome. I am not going to be doing anything interesting in this stream. So if you're here for the entertainment, you're looking at it. I'm trying to set up ECamm Live is what I'm working on. Eloise says that would be interesting as I'm just using the free version of StreamYard. Cool. So I currently use Restream for my live streams. DC was nice enough to give me access to her account. So that's what I've been using, but I really admire Kia's World. If you guys are familiar, she uses ECamm Live, and I know always Marco uses Streamlabs, I think. But anyways, I really want to get it so that like when people join my membership, when people give super chats, that kind of thing, like it pops up on the screen. Because I think from a user's perspective or a viewer's perspective, it's a lot more interesting to do it that way. And so I really want to like make it more interactive because I find a lot of the times people join my membership during the stream and Restream doesn't tell me. And then I don't know until people type it in the chat. And it's just kind of annoying. So that's what we're working on today. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome, Sina. Hi, Philby. Hi, Vera. Thank you so much for joining my community. I'm so happy to hear that my content is helpful for you. And if you ever want to chat, my email is in the description of every video. You can always get in touch with me there. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Eloise. It really sucks. I went to Mexico last week to visit family, and I think I maybe like picked up a parasite or something because my tummy has just not been the vibe. Me and my dog both got a tummy ache this week, so it's been the running joke. Except his cost $300 and mine was free, so we love that. Okay, so beyond that, I'm also I downloaded some software. So like I use this Shure MV7. My partner bought this for me, full disclosure. And I just literally I don't know anything about audio. I just plug the mic in to my computer and hope that it works. But I learned today through watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials that apparently you can download software right from the Shure website for free and it will allow you to like better enhance the audio. So I downloaded that. My plan today is to kind of figure that out as well, like play around with it a bit and see what's going on. And then, like I said, I'm going to be switching to ECamm Live and then using Streamlabs, I think, to make the pop-ups come on the screen. So lots of learning today. I've been watching lots of YouTube videos. So that's kind of all we're doing. But again, I figured I would just come and say hi and see how everyone else is doing. Hello, Mr. Ranger Lab. Welcome, welcome. We are not reacting to anything. We're just kind of hanging out. So if anyone wants to like ask questions or anything, you can put them in the chat. I used to do this a lot on TikTok. So for those of you that don't really know my like background story, I used to own a yoga studio in Ontario, Canada. During the pandemic, obviously everything kind of shifted online. So at that time, I started using TikTok to kind of document the behind the scenes of running a business in Canada. And I grew a decent following. I have like 50K on TikTok, just talking about small business ownership in Canada specifically. And so I used to go live literally 5 days a week on TikTok, answering people's questions about running and owning a small business. And we would just kind of like hang out and chat. And so I haven't done that here on YouTube since I created my YouTube channel. And so I kind of figured I would test it out and see what the response is like if people are interested in hanging out with me on the internet. Or maybe this will flop, but I'll probably private this video once we're done just because it's not really relevant to the rest of my content. But I figured it was a fun enough way to like have a low barrier sort of hangout. Yeah, it was a lot. And normally it would be while I was doing something else. So I would be like working on my bookkeeping and then just have my phone set up and be live at the same time. But maybe I'll do that now. Maybe I'll also go live on TikTok. It's been a very long time. But yeah, it's kind of just like a casual way to hang out with my followers. Oh my god. Um and yeah, I would get people that would show up like every day as well. So it's fun. And I've never tested that format here on YouTube, so I figured why not? So let me just set up the TikTok live as well. And we'll go from there. I have not gone live on TikTok in probably 6 months. So we'll see if anyone shows up. Hello. Awesome. Love that. Thank you, Lindsay, also for your beautiful artwork the other day. If you have not seen Lindsay's drawing that she did for our channel, amazing. Maybe I'll share it on the community tab if you are interested in allowing me to do so. And I'll link to your Instagram. As long as you're not driving. Oh no. Do people do that? Do people drive while they go live? Oh my god. I can barely drive when I'm paying attention, let alone when I'm like going live on the internet. Ugh. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. We are so happy you're here. And I will be going live again tomorrow, same as usual, Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I have some content that I've screenshotted on my phone, so I need to find it and react to. I think we're going to react to that. There was a specific podcast episode that kept showing up in my ads on Instagram, and I thought we would hang out and watch that. Yes, I love it. Okay, I will share it on the community tab once I get off here. Hello to those of you watching on TikTok. We're just hanging out. I'm live on YouTube right now. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you probably should be. Feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat and we can just hang out and do that. I was supposed to be working, but now I'm clearly distracted. So, yeah, I've seen a number of, so Sina is saying Huns do that all the time. It's so dangerous with some of their phones in hand and not even mounted. I've definitely seen TikTok videos recorded with people like while they're driving. And I will say most of the time the comment sections are like, you are an idiot. What are you doing? Pull over. So shout out to the people that that call them out on doing that. But again, I don't have the capacity. I can barely do this right now. Live on TikTok, live on YouTube, let alone while I'm also trying to drive a car. Thank you so much for the follow over on TikTok. I appreciate that. And the likes. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to thumbs up the stream as it does help. Hello, Natasha. Welcome, welcome. We aren't doing anything productive today. I'm just setting up my streaming software and thought that I would hang out live with you all for a little bit. I'm also in the middle of baking focaccia bread. So I'll probably have to leave in like 30 minutes to go, knead it or whatever. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Erica is asking, do coaches ever contact you directly to criticize/discuss your channel with you? Is it ever meaningful engagement? The only person who has ever reached out to me. Okay, so this is like a kind of a long-winded story, actually. So this was a number of months ago, probably 6 months ago. I did a reaction video where I reacted to a specific woman who I didn't know who she was. I literally just like found her video on TikTok, and she was going on this rant about how to calculate your pricing. Like basically you imagine how much money you want to make in a year, you divide it by how much you want to work, blah, 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 blah. And when I did the calculation in the video, it came out to like $19,000 an hour. So in the video, I'm kind of criticizing how that's not really an effective way of calculating pricing pricing is usually calculated based on like actual costs, what the value of your time is, comparable market prices, etc. And so anyway, I was saying how it was kind of scammy. One of her clients, I guess, somehow found that video and felt it necessary to make an entire YouTube video about it. So she didn't call me out by name, but she commented on my video. So then I clicked on her profile and realized she had made an entire like 30-minute YouTube video ranting about me. Then I get a DM on Instagram directly from the woman who was in that original video. And she was very angry. And we went back and forth a bit. And then in the end, I basically told her, like, I stand by what I said. If you think that, so basically her point was that she's a coach that speaks out against unethical practices in the industry. And I said, well, I watched your video from start to finish, and my reaction was my true impression. And so perhaps it's time for you to kind of go back to the drawing board and reconsider whether the information you're sharing is scammy or not. And she, at the end, we kind of came to an agreement. And so that was a long-winded way of saying that that's the only time that anyone's ever reached out to me, was one specific person who was actually featured in my video. And the conversation, I think, went okay. At the end of the day, I agreed to take her picture out of the thumbnail. But again, I told her, like, I'm not taking down the video because I'm just reacting to what you said. So if you don't like what you said, maybe you should consider not saying it next time. But I'm always open for a discussion with people. I mean, that's my biggest thing, is like, I don't say that I know everything. I don't say that my opinions are always right. So I'm always open to have a conversation if people want to chat. But a lot of the stuff people say is pretty problematic, and I'm going to call it out. Okay. Hello. Sorry if you're watching on TikTok. I'm just seeing. Oh, Kat, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. TikTok just asked me how I felt after watching your live, and I chose positive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hello if you are watching. I am currently live on YouTube, so if I'm not paying mind to you, that's what's up. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate that as well. I would also like to make $19,000 an hour. That would be nice, because then I could work like 3 hours a year and I'd be fine. In fact, I'm 12 minutes in, so that's what, like $4,000 that I've just made in 12 minutes. So I guess I'm almost there. Oh, Lori. Have I got a business opportunity for you? Call me. Let's get into it. This is now an affiliate marketing channel, and I'm going to teach everyone how to become a millionaire. Just pay me $10,000. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Lindsay. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on our live. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. But yeah, I guess going back to this conversation about like whether I've had productive conversations, I would say for the most part, people that don't agree with what I have to say aren't very receptive to feedback. I had a woman comment on my life coach school video where I critiqued Brooke Castillo's program. And I've had a number of people actually comment on that video who are like defending her, which is fine. But I find it ironic when they're like, your perspective is so one-sided, and then everything they say is like so one-sided. I'm like, okay, so where's the conversation? Oh. Okay, I'm 37 hours away from monetizing on YouTube. I think I made a comment a month or so ago that I was 100 hours away. What? Where I'm going right now. We're going to play your YouTube videos in the background on silent. I've done this for a few people. Let me see. Blender Goon. Do you have a playlist I can watch? Here we go. Oops. Okay, there we go. It's on. We're on the go. Okay, we're working on it. Everyone, go watch these videos. Awesome. My zodiac sign is Taurus. For those of you that are asking on TikTok. Okay. I see. Your videos are quite short, so that's very impressive that you have accumulated that much watch time. Congratulations. I'm not even at 500 hours. Eloise, I will put you next. Next on my play in the background YouTube playlist. Does this actually work? I don't know, but I'm trying my best, okay? What are the new requirements? If you have 500 subs, you can monetize after what? 3,000 hours? Is that correct? Thank you, Designer Dragon, for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay. For those of you that are just jumping on, we're just hanging out while I figure out how to do stuff on my computer. um, Basically, long story short, I'm trying to improve my stream quality. So I'm downloading, I'm going to try ECamm Live, try and set up some widgets in there so that it's more interactive for the viewers. And I figured I would just come hang out with everyone while I do this. So hi, hello, if you are watching. Okay, that's what I thought. So 500 subs and 3,000 hours, and you can get, yeah, like supers. You get access to supers and memberships, which is actually pretty cool, honestly, I think. Anyway. And then AdSense comes when you reach 1,000, I guess. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome to the Hangout session where we're doing nothing. I'm supposed to be being productive, but am I being productive? Probably not. And now I lost okay, I was like, I lost the tab where we were hanging out. Do you push Patreon? I actually don't have a Patreon. I only use the YouTube membership option because I don't know the benefit of like having people on Patreon because like the nice thing with the YouTube membership is that if you join it through YouTube, I can give you early access to my videos and I can give you you get like the little thing next to your face and you get emojis and stuff like that. So like I don't understand the benefit of joining through Patreon as the member. If someone knows and you want to tell me in the chat, let me know. But I'm like you would lose access to all the benefits of being a member on my channel if you joined through Patreon. So that's what I don't understand. Like I don't have a Discord or anything like that. So basically other than being like shouted out in my videos, that would be the only thing that you would get if you joined through Patreon. Because like with the YouTube membership, if you join the bottom tier, which is like $3 a month, you get early access to my videos. You get the emotes, you get the little emoji next to your face, and then priority response on comments on my videos. And then if you pay the $5 a month, you also get shouted out in each of the videos. So again, with Patreon, you would lose all of those things except getting shouted out in the videos. Okay, interesting. And I guess I could upload the videos to Patreon, right? So like the members that get early access could also get early access in Patreon. I've never used the platform, so I don't know what the interface is like, but I'm assuming I could just upload the video to Patreon maybe. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, and I'm guessing the split is probably better, otherwise why else would people use it? Because with YouTube, YouTube takes 30%. So if someone sends me a super sticker for $10, I get $7. If someone joins my membership for $3 a month, I only get $2.10 or whatever. So I guess that makes sense why people would use Patreon. Oh, okay. So it's like 10%. Gotcha. So maybe it's something for me to look into. I just haven't considered it. There's so many things that I would like to do if I had time. And I just feel like there's never enough hours in the day. So when it's all through YouTube, it's a lot easier. What are some of your best tips for growing when you're under 100 subs? I would leverage audiences you have elsewhere if you do. So if you have like an Instagram account, a TikTok account, anywhere else, an email list, anything like that. Make sure that you're always sharing your videos there, and don't be afraid or feel like you're being annoying. I think that a lot of the times, and I've learned this from like when I had my small business, a lot of people are afraid to like talk about the thing that they're promoting or selling or want to grow because they feel like, oh my God, people are going to get annoyed. Like I just talked about this yesterday. No one is watching every single thing that you do online. And so if you show up every day on your Instagram stories and you're saying, hey, watch my YouTube channel. Hey, I just posted a new YouTube video, et cetera, the chances of the same people seeing that post every single day for 7 days straight, not very likely. So don't be afraid to talk about it on other platforms and with other audiences that you have. I would make sure you're using time engaging with other people's content, whether you're like in the comment sections on other people's videos, not being spammy. Don't ever go to someone else's video and be like, hey, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. Like, you should subscribe. Genuinely have conversations and connect with other people on other people's videos. And then reach out to other channels that are around the same size and see if they want to collaborate, work together to try and build your audience together. I know like when I first started growing here on YouTube about 6 months ago, maybe, that was when I met DC. DC and I started going live together all the time. We collaborated together to work to like help build each other's audience, that kind of thing. Also, I would really pay close attention to your analytics and what's actually working on your channel. Try not to get too caught up in like, well, I like this content, so everyone else should like it. This is something that I've really struggled with over the past year and a half, is really like letting your analytics speak for themselves. Because one misconception is that like we all think the algorithm is against us, but the algorithm is just your audience telling you what they like or don't like about your channel. And so if you post a video and it flops, that means that your audience isn't probably interested in that. So thinking about that, and then thinking about ways you can always continue to improve each video. So I remember watching this interview with Mr. Beast where he talked about each video he posts, he tries to make it slightly better than the last one. So whether that's, improving your lighting the next time, or working on making your audio better, or thinking about how you can make it more visually exciting, that kind of thing. Those would be the tips I would have if you were still trying to grow past 100. Hello, if you're watching on TikTok, I am actually live streaming on YouTube right now and figured I would go live and just kind of share that experience. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, it can be related to business, it can be related to content creation, anything like that. You can just drop it in the chat here and I'll answer. Yes, pivot table. So Eloise knows I love my pivot tables. So I actually have an Excel spreadsheet where I go over the like 4 types of content. I can actually, maybe I can show you. I don't know, because I have a different table open up right now. Let's see. See if I can share my screen. I'll have to share the entire screen, so bear with me. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So basically what I do is I categorize my content by deep dives, interviews, reactions, and scam stories. And I track how they perform within the first 24 hours, 7 days, and 28 days to determine like which type of content performs best. So I use this pivot table to create this graph down here that you see, which shows me, generally speaking, my deep dives and my interview content in the long term outperform my scam story content almost by double, and my reaction content. So again, this is a good way to gauge what the audience, what the algorithm is telling me is performing well, so that when I'm coming to like brainstorming ideas, I know where I should be focusing my time. Because why am I wasting my time collecting all these scam stories if those videos don't perform well anyway, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit. Something to consider. Okay. Would a YouTube channel be a good addition for my laser engraving business? If you have the time, absolutely yes. But keep in mind that growing on YouTube takes like an insane amount of time. So it really depends on what your availability is like. I would encourage you to look into like woodworkers on YouTube. I know a number of them that are very successful and have leveraged YouTube to grow their wood engraving business. But again, it really depends on whether or not you have the intention of like becoming a full-time creator, or if you even have the time to be creating that content. That being said, if you're already making content here on TikTok that's short form, you could definitely repurpose it to YouTube Shorts using an app like Snaptick, where you can just download the unwatermarked video and then upload it to YouTube Shorts. If you're interested, I have a full tutorial on my YouTube channel that talks about how I utilize my YouTube or my TikTok content on my YouTube Shorts. Okay, let me get caught up on the comments here. Okay, glad that helped. vidIQ has some good videos with hints on things. Absolutely. Yeah, there's tons of really helpful tutorials out there. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just hanging out, having a good time. I'm procrastinating. What can I say? Reaction therapy. Tom, nice to see you. He says, great advice. What makes you special is your personality and the editing you do. You're so right. Listen to the analytics. You need to love what you're doing without expecting big results. Exactly. That's a key piece too. I had this conversation with my partner the other day because we were talking about, obviously, it's no secret. If you go to my channel, my highest performing videos are the videos where I'm talking about how much money I make on YouTube. To me, it seems really circular to continue to make videos about that because I'm basically just making money off the fact that I'm talking about making money, which like defeats the whole purpose of my intention with this channel. So I think there is this sort of key balance that you need to find between content that performs well and then content that you actually enjoy making. And for me, it's always going to be the scam content. So even if that content doesn't perform quite as well, that's where I'm going to put my focus because that's what I enjoy making. So it's kind of like finding the balance between the two. No problem. What if you make a video on a topic you really hate / don't care about, but your analytics say the audience absolutely love it? Okay, yeah. So that's kind of what I was just going at. It's like you have to think as the creator, what's more important to you? So obviously, a lot of people make YouTube videos with the strict intention of it being a business and making a lot of money. And if that's the case, then you have to be willing to compromise, maybe focusing on what you necessarily like in like sacrifice for making more money. So it's up to you at the end of the day. But for me, it's like I want to do the content I like while also listening to what my audience likes and finding sort of like the middle ground between the two. Sina says, I think it's also important to engage with the community with YouTube content. There is no limitation how much cake there can be on the table. There's always more when you have something unique, for sure. Yeah, and the community engagement is a big piece. So like especially in the beginning, so the person who was asking like how do I grow beyond 100 subscribers, reply to every single comment. At that point, you have literally no excuse to not go and respond to every single person who's taking the time to comment on your videos, whether it's just like putting a thumbs up emoji or you're actually having a meaningful conversation with people. People watch YouTube videos and they comment on YouTube videos because they want to feel like they are a part of something. And so you as the creator, especially when you're a smaller creator, take the time to respond to those that are replying to you because they're putting in effort. I am a silent YouTube watcher for the most part. I don't comment on a ton of people's content. So when I take the time to comment on someone's content, it feels really good to have that creator reply to me. So always want to be thinking about it from the perspective of the audience. I think a lot of the times we get caught up in like, well, how can I grow faster? How can I do this? How can I do that? When the reality of growing a YouTube channel is essentially building this community of people that support you and that like want to see you be successful. Are there any new gurus you plan to comment about? I'm working still. I've been working on this video for so many months, but I kind of got like completely sidetracked. I'm still working on the origin story of Tony Robbins video. It's been on my whiteboard since I moved in like 3 months ago. I have a woman tomorrow we're going to be reviewing. I don't know her name. Her ad just like popped up on my Instagram ads. And she had a podcast that was something like how to build a 100K business or something. And I was like, we need to sit down and watch this. So no like big names in particular. As always, if you have people you want me to react to, I have a form you can submit their content to and I'll react to it. But off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone in particular other than that Tony Robbins video. I get to start over with all my content because I teach Blender. Soon as it releases a new version, same content. Awesome. That's great. It's kind of like a video that was like how I grew my YouTube channel. And if I remade that video a year from now, I'm sure all of the information in there would be different than what I shared this year. Welcome, Amanda. We are not doing anything productive other than hanging out while I'm wasting time. I came on here because I was working on improving my live streaming setup, and I've just been talking because I like to listen to my own voice, I guess. Okay. I just want to say that I really love your channel about coaches coaching coaches. I have not seen anyone else cover this topic and I've learned so much. So please continue to cover it. That is the intention here. I really saw a lot of, obviously, like I've watched a lot of anti MLM content since like 2019, back when Emily Leah was making videos. Um, but no one was talking about the coaching industry. And I, as someone with firsthand experience, was like, you know what? It's time that we start talking about this. So really my intention with making this content is the hope that like other people will come forward and start talking about it as well. So hopefully this is just the start of something much bigger than me. Okay. RDL Design says, I just bought your course. I'm looking to start full-time in my business starting next year. That's very exciting. If you have any issues along the way, my email inbox is always open, so don't hesitate to contact me. I also have a Slack channel set up. If you're interested in joining that, just let me know. Harrison, welcome to the party. What is up? Part of the reason we enjoy hearing that you make money doing this is that you're helping keep other people from wasting their money the same way a lot of us had in the past. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get rich helping you all stay out of debt. I'm just kidding. But and I think that like for me, the reason why I talk about things like how much money I make on YouTube is like not so much as a flex of like, "Ooh, look at me. I talk about scammers and now I make a bunch of money." It's like this is the realistic expectation of like how much you could make as a creator, but I'm not promising you that if you start a YouTube channel, you're also going to make what have I made? Like I think I've made $8,000 since March. So like that's great, but I'm not saying that your results will be exactly the same. I just want to give you, you know, an idea because some of those videos you watch, these people make like $100,000 in a year and I'm like, I'm not making that much money. So it's just kind of setting realistic expectations. Oh, thank you so much. Became the #2 member. #1 gifter badge. Thank you for the gifts over here on TikTok. I really appreciate that. I haven't gone live on TikTok in so long. I forget like how the interface works. Hello, hello, Joan. Welcome. This is not even like a real live stream. I'm just a talking head on the internet right now. Thank you, Lisa. It's been I started the script and then again I moved and I got completely sidetracked by other content that was just quite frankly more interesting. But it is in the works. So it's coming eventually. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate that so much. And when I get rich, you can all come to my millionaire party. Ah. Are there ways to make money on YouTube before 1K? Absolutely. So we were just talking earlier. YouTube changed the monetization rules. So now if you have 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, you're able to activate memberships and super chats. But beyond that, if you haven't reached those milestones either, there's always things like affiliate links. Like I have my Amazon storefront linked in all of my video descriptions. You could start a membership over on Patreon, which the blender goon was mentioning earlier. There's tons of different ways that you can monetize your YouTube channel before you monetize it through YouTube specifically. Thank you so much. I really hope you enjoy the Canadian Business Builder. I created that as a way of making small business accessible for Canadians. So I really hope that it is helpful for you. And again, if you have any questions at all, send me an email. I'm happy to address those. My Fitbit just thinks that I hit my step goal. So I guess me flinging my arms around counts as steps now. Awesome. Okay. I just watched a few of your videos. Definitely needed. Are you covering Melanie Ann Lair? She's like the queen. So I haven't covered her by name in any of my videos. I have been informed by other creators that she is notorious for enacting lawsuits against people, but I have included some of her content in some of my videos. And her like direct downline in the pyramid, I did an entire expose on her. So if you look up, um, hold on, let me find the video because this was quite a while ago. And you might have watched this one, I'm not sure. But let me just find it. This one. So this woman is coached by Melanie Ann Lair. And again, I don't name this person by name, but you can, if you're familiar with the industry, you might know who this person is. Okay. Sorry. So many comments. Thank you so much for being here. I was like, I don't think anyone's going to watch this video because I don't have anything planned. I'm just sitting in my office talking to myself. Okay. Thank you so much for supporting my content. First of all, I appreciate that. Why do you think people scam? I think that there is this like innate desire from humans to accumulate wealth. And so a lot of the times people become so desperate to make money, and I don't mean that in like a negative connotation. I think there's a lot of reasons we become desperate, whether it's like unfortunate circumstances that we find ourselves in, vulnerabilities that we have as individuals. But when we're in those times of desperation, I think that sometimes our morals and ethics can kind of go out the window in pursuit of the thing that we desire. So if I'm have 5 children and all my kids are starving and I'm desperate to find a way to feed them, I might be willing to compromise on what I think is morally right or wrong in order to make that money that I need to buy them food, for example. That's a pretty extreme example, but I think a lot of the times that's what happens, or people genuinely think they are helping people and they have their blinders up so high that they can't see that what they're doing is wrong. So I think back to like my own example when I used to think that I was like a life coach or a mindset coach. I never did anything that was particularly harmful to anyone, just cringy more than anything. But when I think back to that point in time when I was doing those things, I genuinely thought I was helping people. I didn't think that I was causing harm. Um, and I say that more in like the terms of like life advice that I would give would probably be considered harmful for some people because it was that like toxic positivity sort of stuff. But I think that a lot of the times, like we're doing these sort of scammy actions because we genuinely think we have good intentions and we think that what we're doing is helpful, and we can't see that what we're doing is actually harmful. Is my guess. If people have other thoughts, they can add those in the comments. Awesome. I love this so much, Eloise. So Eloise says, I do have the end goal of monetization. My actual goal is debunking medical misinformation. My day job is enough financially. And I think that that is a really important point. So when I started my channel, um, back in July of 2022, I was just sharing information that I was already sharing on TikTok. So I was making TikTok videos where I was teaching people the ins and outs of running a business in Canada. And I thought it's really hard for me to articulate this in 3 minutes. That's what the limit on a TikTok video was back then. Why not start a YouTube channel where I can elaborate on this content further? It would be great if I could monetize it. But at that time, my goal was really just to share this information. And so I'm right there with you in terms of having a mission beyond just monetizing. Because I think if your goal is to monetize, you're going to burn yourself out a lot quicker than if you have something much deeper rooted in your intention. So RDL Designs on TikTok is saying Etsy is getting bad for scams. 1000%. There are also a ton of like Etsy coaches that will teach you how to, optimize your Etsy shop to make millions of dollars. Same with like the print on demand people. A lot of them are taking over on Etsy, or like taking over like coaching in terms of teaching you how to start a print on demand store on Etsy. A lot of this is going on. And so this is the thing. It's like, did you actually start an Etsy shop and make 100K, or did you start making 100K once you started teaching other people how to start an Etsy shop? That's where things get tricky for me. Okay. Do you ever talk about Rebel Nutrition? I don't get her lifestyle and how she makes millions by selling courses, lies, or so this actually ties into my very last comment. So she had a very successful nutrition business where she built a online course about nutrition. No problems with that. She no longer teaches nutrition now. She hit six figures doing that, selling a nutrition course. Great. She became a millionaire by selling other people on the idea of building a six-figure course. So it's, again, this is just my opinion, very circular when we approach it from that aspect of, rather than doing the thing that you made your money doing, you're now making all of your money selling people on the idea of doing the thing. So she claims to have the secret to teach you how to make a six-figure online course. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I've never taken her course, but she is now a millionaire from selling people on the idea of building an online course to become a millionaire. So do with that information what you will. I don't think you need to buy a course to learn how to make an online course, is all I'll say. You can literally Google it and figure it out. I've built multiple online courses and I've never paid someone to show me how to do it. Of course. Oh, thank you so much, Sabrina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I usually do a much more, I'm not going to say a much more planned out live stream because if we're being honest here, I don't really plan anything. I just pick a topic and show up and talk about it. But normally we would be like collectively reacting to something. I am just wasting time on a Sunday afternoon and thought that I would come hang out with my internet friends. So welcome. If you are new here, I do appreciate it. And I appreciate you for being here. Okay, I'm so far behind in these comments. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a good point too. So this ties into like why people are scammers. Sometimes I think people are just lazy and looking for free money, not caring about how they earn it. That is also a good guess, especially with a lot of these like get rich quick schemes. I'm thinking of like MRR in particular. So master resell rights is like a big thing that has recently taken off in the last few months. I did a video on it recently. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the link for that as well. But basically, it's this idea that you buy this online course and then you resell it to people, and then those people can also resell it. It's just a glorified pyramid scheme, in my opinion. And I think in the instance of something like this, as much as these people want to like convince themselves that they're selling this course so they can learn digital marketing and have a digital marketing business, I have yet to see anyone take the course and actually build a digital marketing product so much as just sell people on other people on the idea of having this online course. So yeah, I think that the intention to like make a bunch of money, that's a perfect example of it. Yeah. So Eloise is saying, I agree. Many people sell supplements and detoxes genuinely believing they are helping and using distorted science, which is why it's important to call out scams. Exactly. Again, a lot of these people don't realize that what they're selling is misinformation or is toxic positivity, that kind of thing. And so it's very important that we have these conversations for sure. Have you ever made a course for someone else and the other person was selling it without disclosing it? No. Is that a thing? I've sold the only online courses I've sold or made, sorry, are ones that I've sold myself. So I used to have this like again, back when I was a life coach, I used to sell courses on Udemy. So I had two. You can probably still find them if you Google them. So embarrassing. I don't have access to that email account anymore, so I can't access the courses to take them down. So they just exist forever on the internet. And then when I had my yoga studio, it wasn't an online course, but it was like a membership platform that kind of ran like an online course. I had that. And then now I sell an online course that teaches people how to start a business in Canada, but it's very affordable and has a ton of information. And I stand by the fact that I sell that course because, again, it is very accessible to people. And I'm not a scammer. So, but no, I've never made a course and had someone else sell it. Is that a thing other than this like MRR stuff I was just talking about? Whew. Okay. What's your favorite topic you've covered so far? Side note, I watched Wednesday's replay and I'm amazed you survived the sales pitch of 1,000 quotes. That was painful. If anyone watched last week's stream, congratulations for surviving because my brain literally melted out there. But I would say my favorite video that I've made to date is probably my video on quantum mechanics. So I did a video. This was again, let me find it. I'm sure you've probably watched it, but for anyone that is new here, I did a video a number of months ago where I debunk these people that try to tell you they have the secret to using quantum mechanics to like get whatever you want in life. It's not science, it's fake. So that's my favorite video that I've ever made, mostly because I had to do a lot of research. I consulted with my partner who's a literal genius, and he helped me with some of the concepts in that video. But that's probably one of my all-time favorites for sure. There's a course out there you can buy and resell. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. It's called Master Resell Rights. Basically, you pay $4.97, you buy this online course, and then you resell it to other people. Again, these scammers will try and tell you that, oh, we're not just reselling the course, we're learning digital marketing so that we can build our own online business. You could learn digital marketing for free on YouTube. I've done it, and so have hundreds of other people. You don't need to buy this $497 course. No, instead, what they're doing is they're convincing you to buy this course so that you can sell this course, so that you can sell it to someone else, and that person can sell it to someone else, and so on and so on and so on. So if anyone approaches you trying to sell you MRR, run away in the opposite direction. You don't need it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, okay? Thanks for covering this. I made an online course and hired an assistant. Still never made millions. Doubt her course would help that. Exactly. Um, you can absolutely build your own online course without having to pay some internet guru to teach you how to do it. There's only one secret in the universe, and that is there is no secret. I love it. That's so true. Yes, this is also very true. I feel like the course craze really picked up during COVID. Who is the guru who's really responsible for making this viral? And who is the guru responsible for the MRR craze? I don't know if it was like one person in particular so much as just like circumstance. So, right around the time COVID hit was the same time TikTok started taking off. So, basically, what I've seen happen in that time is you have all these people who, if they have the ability to show up on camera and act confident in what they're saying, people are likely to believe them, whether or not they're actually an expert in that topic or not. And so once you get enough people doing it, it becomes trendy. And then all of a sudden, everyone wants to jump in on the trend. And so I think we had enough major players start talking about creating courses, start talking about MRR. And then all the people that are like wannabe influencers start showing up and talking about it as well. And sure enough, next thing you know, it's like the next big craze. So literally, MRR is give me $500 and I will show you how to convince other people to give you $500. That's all it is. Painful. Okay. Batty says, what's your thoughts on Marie Forleo? I find her courses expensive, yet they're valuable and entertaining. I've never actually taken her courses specifically. I've had a few people submit stories to me sharing their experience, and I did do a live stream commenting on some of her like free content. I find her to be just the same as any of these other like glorified self-help gurus, Mel Robbins, Rachel Hollis, Jenna Kutcher, Amy Porterfield, Marie Forleo. They all run in the same crowd. I think a lot of the information they share is just regurgitated from other thought leaders that came before them. And I think that, in my opinion, a lot of their courses are incredibly overpriced. Again, this is coming from someone who sells an online course. My online course at max is $50 Canadian. In general, most people buy it for $27 when they join my email list. So I just can't justify having someone spend a university semester's tuition on an online course. Like that just makes literally no sense to me. But if you like Marie Forleo's content, that's awesome. If you find it helpful, I just find her to be the same as all of the rest of them. People will take YouTube videos and repost them monetized on their own accounts. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there somewhere has taken a course and rebranded it as their own and resold it without permission. Yeah, that's very true. I get notifications like every week of people downloading my most successful YouTube videos and reposting them to their channel. And then I just copyright strike them. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Yeah. So Harrison says you would have an absolute field day in the NFT and crypto rug pull era of 2022. If only I was talking about this back then. There's actually a new this is, like, not really related, but it's kind of related to the course aspect. There's a new MLM. I think Isabella Lanter covered it, but one of my friends sent it to me. It's called IYO, and it's basically like a digital course MLM. So, we've gone away from selling actual products, and we now have MLMs based on online courses. So, I absolutely hate that. Ugh. Happy Sunday. Writing a grad paper as always. No surprises act of 2022 today. Welcome, 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 Ray. Thanks for being here. We are just hanging out, talking about nothing. I will be doing a real live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. So once we're done here, I will get the event set up and you can set your notifications for that. Demi says, I started taking courses in 2020 because I was bored. I have nothing to do. Guess I'll brush up on my Adobe Illustrator skills. And I think that's kind of what happened was like people were at home. A lot of people got laid off from their jobs. They had all this time. It was like, let's learn about some sort of skill. The unfortunate piece is like you could use a website like Skillshare or you could go to Udemy and buy a course for like 20 bucks. But instead you get caught up with these people who have flashy marketing skills, and next thing you know, you're spending hundreds of dollars on something that you could have either learned for free or learned for like $20 on Udemy. So, my recommendation is like if you want to buy an online course, go to a website like Skillshare or Udemy and buy it at like a reasonable price instead of following whatever this guru is saying. So, if you see a really interesting Instagram ad and you're like, oh my God, I actually want to learn that skill, like that sounds so enticing, but that person is selling their course for $2,000, go to Udemy and search for the same subject. So if someone's like, I'm going to teach you how to become a social media manager, go to Udemy and type in how to become a social media manager and take one of those courses because you'll probably learn the same thing for a lot less money. I see people on TikTok talking about PMR. PMR, what's that? Or MMR, MRR. PLR. I did a video about PLR, also a scam, in my opinion. Has MRR already run its course? I don't think quite yet, but I think soon. And so I was actually thinking about this recently. There's a person from close to where I grew up, we'll say, who has been posting a lot of content about how she's made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in 5 days selling MRR. And I'm like, I hope you're putting that money in a savings account because first of all, you're going to have a massive tax bill. Second of all, this well is going to run dry once you like scam enough of your friends and family. Like there's only so many people that you can pull into this pyramid. So it's going to be the same as like MLMs, I think. Like people will vary, but it's going to happen a lot quicker. I think people are going to notice a lot quicker that it's a scam and they're going to stop believing it. Thank you so much, Harlow. I appreciate you for being here and for being so nice. Thank you. Yeah, there's like whole compilation videos of like the funniest TikToks, and then it's just like 50 TikTok videos with no reaction. It's like, okay, where is the borderline of fair use? So like on my channel, I'll take content that I didn't create and I'll react to it. I'll add commentary, I'll educate. But if I'm just literally reposting it and not saying anything, where is the fair use? I just heard of another course MLM that's going hard for Christians and is Christian based. It's called Girl Power Alliance. Oh my God. I'm getting out the pen and paper. We got to write this down. Oh my God. I am so chaotic. Like, I will make lists of things that I need to do or whatever. And then I'm like on a call with someone and I'm writing these notes. These notes don't even make sense. Like, I don't even know what I was trying to tell myself. So I'm going to write this down and it's probably going to get lost in the abyss of chaos that is my desk. But thank you, Holly, for sharing. Skillshare has great courses too. Exactly. I do not know who this person is. So let me add them to my list of chaos and look into it and get back to you. Has there ever been anything you initially thought was a scam at first glance and then upon a deeper look realized it wasn't bad or even legitimate? I would have to think about that one for a little bit. Um, I think I'm thinking about a specific instance. I shared this on my Instagram story, so if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen it on Friday. But basically, I received an email from this person being like, "Oh my god, I think you'd be a perfect fit for my entrepreneur mastermind." And so I replied very snarkily to that email being like, "I don't know where you're doing your lead generation from, but if you're trying to recruit me into a mastermind, you have completely missed the mark and don't understand what kind of content I create." And then I linked her to a YouTube video I made that was literally like, "Are you a scammer?" She then replied to me and was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry if it came across as scammy. Like that's not my intention at all. And this is very helpful feedback that like maybe I should reevaluate my approach. I found you in the comments on like another YouTuber's video." That in itself is a very scammy tactic to me. Like I was watching I think it was an Aaron on Demand video she said she found me in. So Aaron on Demand is a creator here on YouTube that makes content talking about her journey growing a YouTube channel, how to be productive as a business owner, that kind of stuff. And I watched one of her videos and commented something probably along the lines of like, "Thanks for making this video, Erin. This was so helpful." This woman running this mastermind found me in the comment section, went to my YouTube channel, found my email address, and then emailed me saying, so she was like, "I found you in the comments on Aaron on Demand's channel." As a creator, if someone found, let's just pretend they found Harrison's comment here in the comment section on my video, and then they went and reached out to him to try and pitch them their program, that to me is so icky. When I went to this woman's website, in the long-winded way of answering this question, I looked through the offer that she had and it really didn't seem that scammy. She didn't charge insane prices. She wasn't making any absurd promises. She literally just has this sort of like community she's created of entrepreneurs that meet together to like help keep each other accountable, which I think is great. I'm not going to join it, but again, I don't think it's necessarily a scam. But her approach to promoting this program was absolutely textbook everything you see these scammers do. And so I was like, you have a good product, but your approach to marketing it, horrible. So I guess that's an example. But other than that, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything necessarily. What are your thoughts on Clicky? Had someone send it to me. What is Clicky? I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? Hold on. I'm going to set up my ring light here. My TikTok stream is looking a little sad. Okay, that might be better. Better lighting. Boy. Yeah, you send emails to get paid. Sounds sketchy. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm so far behind. Sorry. A lot of MLMs like faith manipulation with Christianity and specific extreme denominations. Julie Joe's the best as she uses her knowledge from her theology degree. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Julie Joe's channel if you have not already. Ray says, my work pays for my education as long as I keep my grades to a certain level. Once you enter a profession, hopefully the employer pays for training and education." Absolutely. A good employer should have a budget for education purposes. Most of my friends I know that work corporate jobs have like professional development budgets where they get sent to conferences or get to sign up for courses and that kind of thing. Totally agree. Okay, I will have to check out Sam's video once we're done here and see what's going on. Hey, Heather, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're just hanging out chatting. I can't believe it's already been an hour. Oh my God. What are we doing? Ah! I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go see if anyone shows up. I'll probably get 5 people and then I'll end the video because I'll be so embarrassed. So thank you, everyone who's hanging out. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on the Beachbody comp plan they recently released? Haven't seen it. I don't cover a lot of MLMs, so I don't keep up with any of the compensation plans or anything like that. The majority of my content is mostly just coaches coaching coaches or like toxic life coaching strategies. So bad. I'm fed up. of DMs of people telling me how to expand my YouTube. The wording is always awful. Yeah, I started blocking every single person who sends me an email telling me my video editing sucks, I need better thumbnails, and I need to improve my titles. Yes, this is all true. But your approach to cold emailing me that you have the solution that's going to help me, block, block, block. Same with on Instagram. I just delete all of those messages. It's so annoying. Totally agree. Hello, Phoenix. Yes. Surprise stream. We aren't really doing much. We're just hanging out and chatting. I'm not reacting to any content or anything. I came on here because I wanted to do like the behind the scenes of me improving my stream quality. And instead, I've just spent the last hour talking about nothing. So that's that. Okay. I think I'm going to shut off the TikTok stream. It seems pretty quiet there. But if you're watching on TikTok, you can come join me over on YouTube if you're interested. Take care, comb your hair. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so we'll shut that down. And I'm back. I'm back, baby. Full attention. Turn that off too. Okay. What's the plan to get rich on the internet? Honestly, if you want to build like long-term wealth, you need to build an actual business. Is my opinion. I think that these like online courses, coaching, all of that is going to run its course eventually. It's similar to like how I think MLMs kind of hit their peak in like 2018 and have been, or I guess 2020 because the pandemic, they really took off as well. But they've been in steady decline since then. And I think with online coaching, the more that people like me and like people on Reddit everywhere start really realizing what's going on and talking about it, my hope is that we start to see the decline in that as well. Any of these like get rich quick, like people are a lot smarter now that they have access to more information. People are also a lot stupider, sharing a lot of stupid information, I think. But my hope is people will become more aware and wary of these kind of scams. And so I really think that if you want to get rich on the internet, you need to build an actual business, understand product market fit. You know, what do people actually want to spend their money on? What can you offer them? And the friends that I have in my life that are actually legitimate business owners that make money from selling actual products and not just selling people on the dream of being rich, have done so after, you know, decades of working to find the right product for the right market. So really, I think that that's the plan to get rich. Am I going to do that? Probably not. That or become an influencer, I guess. Which social media network is the biggest magnet for scammers? My LinkedIn inbox is an absolute cesspool. I think it depends on the industry. I think that the digital marketing girlies have taken over TikTok and Instagram. I think that a lot of these like affiliate marketing scams are also pretty big on TikTok. I think what we're seeing on LinkedIn, I mean, I'm not really seeing it because I don't spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, but I definitely get a few like WFG pitches. Actually, I just got one like yesterday. Some guy trying to connect with me, asking if I want financial advice. That was on LinkedIn. But I also got one simultaneously on Instagram from a girl. So, I mean, nowhere on the internet is safe. And I think the story that I was sharing earlier is a prime example of that. Like, I come to YouTube, I watch someone's YouTube video, and I leave a comment thanking that creator for making the video. And next thing you know, I'm being targeted by some woman trying to recruit me into her mastermind. I'm not safe on YouTube. I'm not safe on Instagram. I'm not safe on TikTok. No one is safe anywhere on the internet, and it's sad. Ugh, I hate it. Here we go. Cena says, I think you can get rich with that. Only feet. Sell your pics, your feet pics. Yo, I'll do that. Send me a link. You got a referral link? Life coaches are all over Facebook to use Facebook groups to manage their course for free. Yeah. Yeah, like back when I was in like the coaching sphere, it all was happening on Facebook and Instagram. So you would market on Instagram, but then use Instagram as a means of funneling people into your Facebook group. This comment says, "What is the best way to look up programs that you are considering? A lot of people remove negative comments when I try to search the person. Is it better to have a framework to judge a coach or course?" I would go to Reddit. Anytime I'm trying to figure out if something is a scam or not, especially if it's from like a large creator, I will literally look it up. So let's pretend that I sold some big $1,000 course. Chances are, if I'm successful enough, people will have reviewed it on Reddit. I would go Danielle Ryan online course Reddit and see what comes up. Because you're going to have the diehards that love the program defending me, and you're going to have the people that took the program and hated it dragging me. And I think that that's a really good way to kind of see what's going on and to consider perspectives you might not have yet. Unless there's a way for you to know like people who have taken it and to DM them directly. But that's where I would start. I don't use a specific framework. I can usually tell just because I've done enough research. I've been involved in this industry long enough to really weed out, commonalities. And maybe that's something I should create is, red flags to look out for. I mean, I have a ton of videos that cover this, but there's a lot of like common threads that many of these people who are like quote unquote scammers will use. And so it's pretty easy for me to decipher, but I would start with first name, last name, course, Reddit. What's your specific definition of scam? This is a good question because I've gotten a few comments on my videos being like, "I find it so obnoxious that you call everything a scam. Just because you like didn't get what you paid for doesn't mean it's a scam." To me, a scam is anything where you are sold on one idea and then give your money over and then are given something that's not what you were promised. So if someone is telling me, "I have the 5 secrets that are going to generate you $10,000. I pay them 5K to learn these 5 secrets." And then they give me something that, first of all, doesn't help me generate 10K, but also is like very surface level and not really what I was promised. To me, that's a scam. So, for example, I hired a business coach that promised to help me build my business, paid her $4,500, and literally the only thing she would tell me on a call is like, "Write in your journal as if you already have a successful business." Okay, that's not going to help me build a business. I want to know, like, how do I register my business? How do I put together a marketing strategy? How do I create a social media plan? Those would be actual tangible skills that I could learn that would help me build a business. So to me, that's a scam. But feel free to add your thoughts in the comments of what you would consider a scam. But essentially, I think it's like any time where you are led to believe you are getting one thing, and once you hand over your money, you end up with something else. That is a scam. Consider deep diving on the lady that nutritionist worked with from the last video. Yeah, I'll have to look her up um, and see because I'd never heard of her until I had that conversation. So I was very surprised that you said you knew who she was talking about. Have you ever considered writing a book about the coaching industry? I have not, but perhaps I should. I'm not really sure like what I would put in it though. I feel like it'd be a pretty short book. Unless it's like a compilation of people's stories. I don't know. What do you guys think? Social media always seems like too much work for me, but the bonus of being too lazy to use it is that nobody approaches me with scams. Exactly. You are safe. If you stay off social media, you cannot be found. Have you ever experienced any private blowback or retaliation from any of your content from anyone you've covered or their fan base? I talked about this earlier in the stream, but I've only ever had one woman DM me because I featured her in a video, and she was very angry. And I don't think she understood how like Instagram DMs work, but like if we don't follow each other, you get filtered into a different like folder in my DMs. So I didn't see that she had messaged me and she had sent this like very angry. She didn't use the rule where like when you're upset about something, you should write it out and then wait an hour and then come back. She literally, I could tell because the punctuation was horrible, sent me this DM. Um, and I didn't see it again because it was filtered into my other folder. Well, then she started replying to all of my Instagram stories, and I still wasn't seeing it because, again, I don't get notifications if you're not friends with me. Then I finally found it, and I was just like blasted with all these messages. But we went back and forth, and it got sorted. But that's really the only time, other than like, again, I mentioned this earlier, but like Brooke Castillo's students will sometimes comment on my video about the life coach school and tell me that I'm wrong and I'm very narrow-minded and blah 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 blah. But I just don't bother replying to those people. But that's really it. Honestly, I've been pretty fortunate so far that I haven't gotten a lot of hardcore like mob mentality people. But honestly, anytime one of these like Brooke Castillo fans comments on my video, I'm like, thank you. You're helping me in the algorithm boost this video out to more people. So have a heyday. Yeah, how is it not a scam if you didn't get what you paid for and were told you received? Exactly. So there's this one woman in particular who I used to be friends with in real life. And she's now like really deep into the coaching industry. And she made a post shortly after I started my YouTube channel. So I'm like 99% sure it was specifically about me, but I might just be projecting. And she was basically saying how some people make it their whole personality because they did one coaching program where they didn't get what they paid for. And now they won't shut the fuck up about it. So that's why I'm like, this is for sure about me. But anyway, besides the point. Um, and in that post, she was saying, like, just because, like verbatim, she wrote, just because you didn't get what you paid for doesn't mean you got scammed. But in my head, I'm like, that's the literal definition of a scam. I thought I was paying for one thing and I got something else. Is it not? Am I crazy? I don't know. Like, you can make 10K in 10 days in the marketing, and they say in the course, you won't make 10 days and it's gonna take time. Exactly. They're like, "Well, I never promised you that." It's like, literally the ad for this program that I bought told me that. Like, "No, you just read it wrong." What is value? How do you know something is valuable? I think value is, very subjective. So, like, something I might consider to be valuable could be useless to someone else. And so it comes down to like intention, I think, more than anything, when we're connecting it back to like, is this a scam or not? Is this person's intention to genuinely give you the tools and the things that you need in order to be successful? Or are they just selling you on a dream or the concept of something in order to line their own pockets? And so again, I talk about this all the time and I'm not doing it to like be annoying or to like try and justify what I do. But again, if we come back to this concept of like, I sell an online course, it's $50, it teaches you everything you need to know to start a business. My intention with selling that course is to make small business as accessible as possible to as many people as possible without costing you an arm and a leg, right? I think it's valuable because I think it's valuable to people because I'm teaching a tangible skill, and the value that it provides is like, yes, you could find everything I teach in that course online for free, but it's going to save you a ton of time to just pay the $50 and have access to all of that information. And so that's the value exchange. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of like how I think about it, is like, what is the intention behind the person trying to sell you that course? I want to help you build a business, but I also am a person that has things to do in a day and I can't be answering 500 DMs or emails from people. So like buying the course is the easiest way to get curated access to that information, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is my new book. I hate it here and why you should too. I love that. Oh my God, I'm saving that. We're screenshotting this. Coming soon to a Indigo near you. Do you guys have Indigo in the United States? I have not seen this, but I believe, oh no, Harrison sent me Hustler University with, what's that guy's name? Andrew Tate. So many video ideas. They all get mashed up in my head. Have you seen the interviews CoffeeZilla has done with people who spent tens of thousands of dollars on Dan Locke's programs? I will have to watch that. I have not. I definitely think I hate it here is like the slogan of this channel though. The tagline, if you will. I need to create merch. I hate it here. I hate it here merch. Love it, love it, love it. That's actually my partner calls me that. Like when he is explaining to his friends what kind of content I create, he's like, she's like the female version of CoffeeZilla. And I'm like, oh, I wish. That guy is a legend. There are situations where I could see scam not be applicable. Like last year, I ordered 2 hair clips from someone and only got 1. I wouldn't call that a scam, but she had sent me like shoes or something instead and then ignored me and didn't care that I didn't get what I paid for. Then I might call it a scam. Exactly. Because again, I think that comes down to intention. So if I'm telling everyone, buy my hair clips, I'll send you 2, but I know in my head my intention is to only ever send you 1. That's when it's a scam because my intention is not what I'm promising you. Like, is the thing you receive actually aligned with the thing you were told you would receive? No Indigo, but there's Barnes& and Noble. Okay, makes sense. We don't have Barnes& and Noble. We just have Chapters Indigo. I don't know what it's called. I haven't been to a bookstore in so long. I just go to the library. Oh, man. Okay. Well, this has been fun, but I think I'll probably hop off here unless anyone has any last-minute dying questions. I am glad we got to do this, and I'm really appreciative that people actually showed up to hang out with me because I literally thought there'd be 5 people since I don't have anything interesting happening on the screen. But I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern to react to something. I have to find it on my phone, but I'm pretty sure there was a podcast I wanted to react to. I'd buy your book. All right. Let's we'll put that idea on the back burner, but I am a big fan. That would be actually a lot of fun to have a book about scammers. And I could interview the people that have been on my channel. We could do like, oh my God, so many ideas. I love it. What are your thoughts on copywriting? What's a best approach to communicate the value of your course? Copywriting, like, what do you mean? I don't think copywriting is a scam. There are legitimate copywriters, but is it like a course on copywriting? What's the idea here? What's the best approach to communicate the value of your course? Think about like tangible outcomes. What is someone going to actually walk away knowing if they take your course? Like, I never promise people if they take my online course, they're going to make a $10,000 business, for example. That's not a promise I can make. However, the value I provide is that I will teach you how to do your bookkeeping. I will teach you how to register that business. I will teach you how to create the foundations of a marketing strategy. Those are all tangible outcomes that I can promise and provide you actual steps and skills to be able to accomplish those things. So it's like, think about the actual promises you can make that you can guarantee and then communicate those versus just like, maybe you'll make $5 million because yeah, maybe you will, but maybe you also won't. So why are you making promises that you can't guarantee? Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, honestly. I love it. I want to see. I want to see the sweater. What color is it? What does it look like? Tell me everything. Yeah, Eloise, I guess that's a problem for tomorrow. We're trying our best here. Oh, Marie, welcome, welcome. I'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, I was just wasting time, honestly. Sunday fun day. Okay, what is this? I'm just gonna let me just continue to add to my list of nothing that makes no sense. Okay. Like, I literally had a meeting with a client on Friday, wrote these notes to myself that I like don't even know what these mean. Then I have Holly's little MLM she shared. We got this other person I need to look into. What is this? Michelson twins? KDP. Always, always, always. What's been the worst rationalization you've heard from a grifter that they've used to defend the integrity or legitimacy of what they're doing? Oh man, there's so many. There was something I was thinking about earlier. Oh, it's gone from my brain. But a lot of the times, again, I think it ties back to this like lack of understanding that just because your intention is to be helpful for people doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't harmful. So just because I'm spreading this toxic positivity garbage of like, believe in yourself, being happy is a choice, that doesn't mean that me saying that isn't harmful to people. Just because I don't intend for it to be harmful doesn't mean that it isn't harmful. Does that make sense? And so a lot of the times I think they really they play like mental gymnastics with themselves to try and convince themselves that what they're doing is okay. Um, and I can't think of like a very specific example at this point in time, but it's just like, just because you have a way of justifying it doesn't make it okay. Also, I think the idea that like, well, I am making money, therefore it can't be a scam because I'm making money. But just because you're making money doing it just means that the scam is working. It doesn't mean that it's not a scam. The sweater is dark green with light green skulls around the collar. Oh my God, I love that. So good. Okay, Heather is going live. Let me see. Okay, we're going to try and figure this out. How do I do DC taught me this one time and I don't remember. I'm trying to figure out um how to redirect. Do I go into the specific video? I think I do. Okay, hold on. Everyone, bear with me. We're going to try and figure this out together. Customization? Maybe? Redirect. Heather, do you have this enabled? I do. Okay, it should redirect to Heather's channel when I finish this. So if it does, be sure to go there and give her stream a thumbs up and maybe comment something in the chat. Even if you don't have time to stay, the algorithm appreciates it. Okay, again, I am actually done this time. I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific, to react to hopefully a podcast, if not something creative. We love it. Thanks again so much, everyone, for hanging out. Maybe we'll do this more often if we like it. Appreciate you all. Take care, comb your hair, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.